Alright, everybody, welcome to Pizza Time 2. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in Time. Reshelled. We're not sure why they reshelled it, but anyway, here we go. Alright, the rules are pretty simple. I'm Leonardo, and I'm the leader of the Ninja Turtles. And anyway, here we go. Well, okay, so basically everything in this game has collision detection. So we're gonna see what we can do to make use of everything that goes on in this game. Pretty normal, except that like you have directions in all attacks. You run after a couple of steps, like in all the, in like Turtles in Time, the arcade game. Oh gosh. Okay. You have AoE attacks, like everything covers like interesting directional coverage. Yeah, and you can do your aerials at like any height, so you can do instant dive kicks. You use pretty much all the moves in this game, which is pretty cool. At least the way I play right now. There's still a lot of routing to be done. Yeah. Anyway, so the traps overall in this game, they're not too menacing. That one's a familiar face for many who love the SNES Turtles in Time. Yeah, nothing like a giant dose of Super Krang. Even though when you fight him later, he's in his. You must have already destroyed the Dimension X crystal or whatever. Alright, so Baxter in this game, pretty much the same fight as always. Except that hit detection in this game is very difficult, and sometimes knowing where an enemy is or what is going to hit them can be very misleading. So we're going to use a lot of aerial attacks. We're going to use the dive kick, and we're also going to use the double jump, the basic attack. That move is nice, and so is dive kick, because they'll actually hit them multiple times. So you can yeah, rack up the damage really fast. And because there's like collision detection in this game, you'll sometimes push off of them, or you'll like ride on their hurt box. It'll hold you up longer. So if you collide with it enough, you'll be able to, in a single dive kick or a single attack, you'll actually be able to get like a bunch of attacks that register as damage, and we'll be using that on some of the boss fights. So like a lot of this game is just figuring out how to get enemy grouped for basically 3-hit combos, and you can pretty much use whatever moves you want. I mean, there's definitely damage and stuff that needs to be figured out for a lot of things, and a lot of really awful boss fights, which we'll get to later. Alright, yeah, at the playground, yeah, nothing too crazy going on. There is some nice music though. Some questionable choices as well, but anyway, so on to Pizza Power. Yeah, the name of today's gathering to celebrate Turtle Day and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Variety of games we'll have today, including, I'm assuming, at least one other version of this game. And anyway, here's Metalhead. He's a familiar face. Yeah, so same thing. So you can use aerial attacks. And the other nip is that a lot of boss patterns they have you just manipulate them to go the shortest distance. Alright, well that was a pretty good fight. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, there's a lot of things to be said about the presentation in this game as far as what works and what doesn't work. Speaking of, now we're on to one of the really tough levels for me. A lot of vision issues, so playing this on like a CRT with composite back in the day was, yeah, I could not see the little mines that are in the ground, the little spike balls. They're really hard to see. I mean, I guess it makes sense that that they would be, Anyway, so Attack of the Pizza Monsters. Here we are. We got some pizza xenomorphs. Don't leave Mikey in charge of the cooking every time or the cleanup. Speaking of, thank you. Anyway, so some of them we're gonna try and clear later. But yeah, this is an auto scroller where you don't have access to your run because you're on a surfboard. So you have to make use of your all your other your ground and aerial attacks. Yeah, actually, I was hoping I was gonna not hit any of the. I still actually haven't gone out of my way to get the achievement for not getting hit by any of the obstacles in this, but yeah, I always end up getting hit by one. Usually one of the, because usually you'll get hit by one foot soldier, or you'll commit to an attack that has a long cooldown, and then you'll just get hit by it like that. Yeah, so, yeah, again, yeah, you have a so you've got your basic attacks, which are your swipes, you've got, this is special attack, so yeah, you've got two main attack buttons. Oh wow, that was interesting looking. That foot soldier just thought that it was time to dip out of here. So, alright, yeah, so we're gonna actually try and kill these. I really don't have a consistent strategy for them, because it seems like it goes well, and then you just get knocked down by 3 in a row. Definitely the jump attack. Oh wow, I actually got both there, that was nice. But I hate to break it to you, Shredder is pretty much he's really fed up with me and my brothers and what we've done, so we're gonna get banished to an awful place. We're gonna go through time. We're gonna go through the studio's warehouse. We're gonna go through all the prop rooms because well, there's set equipment for a lot of these. All right, well here we are. We're going through. Going back in time. You may remember the turtles from some of their daring adventures, such as the incredible Shrinking Turtles, one of the all-time classics, or possibly Space Invaders Part 3. Featuring the redesigns, or Attack of the Mega Shredder, now in 3D. Alright. Anyway, yeah, those are, that's a little bit of trivia for everybody out there. Find out what shows those episodes are from. For the viewers at home. Alright, nice grouping. Alright, and then, yeah, so when you're screen transitioning to, you want to use, like, I use tackle. Like, you can use the run slide, which is really useful in Hyperstone, but here, I just like the tackle. It's a really good way to go. Also, I'm not really sure how grabs work. Sometimes, oh wow, rip. Sometimes they seem like they just do whatever they want. Oh gosh. And other times, they seem like they work just fine. So yeah. I guess we didn't need to do that. I couldn't remember if there was a pizza or not. So one thing about this game too is that if you die on a boss, they actually get some of their health back. So if you're in risk of losing health before a boss and there's no pizza in sight, it might be a good idea to die before a boss. Because some bosses can be really, really frustrating to hit. So this boss is really notorious for going underground for extreme amounts of time and being just generally difficult to hit. For no real easy to identify reason. Yeah, it's just a nightmare. So this boss, featured in the original arcade game of Turtles in Time, makes his comeback to the franchise, but this time actually he has the nice stone shredder in the background to accompany him. Nice addition. It's something nice for you to look at while you deal with this. Usually, this fight is filled with a lot more negative comments, to say the least. So you want to take damage at like certain points. Otherwise, like you'll just be down for the during the time that you have to actually do damage. I was messing with like doing like tackles, and you can do that, that's legit, but I think that the slashes are overall like the safest way to get damage up. Just good old 1, 2, and or 3s. And he I might actually lose a stock on him. I got like one more chance. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, in my D-Rest, I did a playthrough on the hardest difficulty, and I didn't have any problems. And I finished the run, and I was like, well, how do I think how my run's gonna go? And I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna die on I guess this is Cement Man. I don't know what his name is. That's a shame too, because he's haunted me enough in the prehistoric. Actually, I thought that was pretty good until we got there. Alright. Okay, so, well, glad that's over. So this stage notorious for, yeah, those things right there. Now, the floor planks, pretty interesting. You can there are actually safe ways to trigger them without taking damage. And once you trigger them, whether you take damage or not, you can, well, they don't come back, is what I'm saying. So there are like certain, like that one, where I know that I'm gonna be fighting there, like a good bit. Like sometimes you just might wanna just take one out real quick. Give yourself some more space. Not that you want to do it, but there are definitely some screens where having an extra angle to deal with a grouping can be it can set you up for some really nice groups of enemies. Okay, so another thing is the pizza powers. Yeah, they reset your position, so you can use that in some pretty interesting ways in a couple places. Like that one is specifically is one that I just go and I don't even worry about. You know you're gonna go through there. Sometimes you can get the pizza through there and it works out really well. That one I genuinely just missed because I cannot see. I thought that combo was so cool. Oh, whoops. Okay, so for this fight, generally, like, the safety strat is what I'm doing here, which is take out the turtle. Do not let him live. You can deal with the the fuzzy lumpkins over there at a later date. But first thing you gotta do is you gotta get rid of him. And the reason for that is that he has this move where he goes onto the ground, and it can eat up a lot of time. And similar to Cement Man, he'll just become invulnerable and go on the ground and not become unavoidable. But when you're dealing with another character, it can be quite a problem. So that's the safe strat, is just take care of the turtle first. Wolf will be there when you get done with it. There are ways that you can group them up, and you can basically do that combo that I was doing on poor Toka there. You can do that to both of them. But I didn't want to risk Toka getting out, so we just put Toka back in his cage before leaving them on the boat. Yeah, so we're gonna run around with them. Oh yeah, that's one thing you can do. I forgot that. So with these like dash attacks or even aerial moves, you can actually like catch enemies like out of the air. So if you can like do one of your run attacks or an aerial, and then you can just grab them out of the air and throw them off screen. Still not exactly sure how the collision detection works on it. It'll it'll either get there or it won't. Yeah, so nothing too crazy here in this level, other than there's a couple of obstacles that you need to watch out for, some boxes that in the background might come and hit you. The big guys aren't too big of a deal. Whoops. Oh, whoops, okay. Yeah, just messing up some groupings. Yeah, so we're gonna just run through normal stuff. Got some new enemy types here, but they're nothing. Like I said, there's nothing too big. The biggest issue with this level is, again, on some displays, this can be a really big problem to see what's going on, or if you do anything like streaming, this will just ruin your transcoding settings. So I hope that to everybody out there that this still works really good, or as good as this does. Okay, so as far as bosses that can really mess with you, this guy is notorious for, yeah, not really having anything that seems like it makes a lot of sense. So you bait out that, and then try and figure out how to do big damage before he... Oh man, before he starts doing this again. So one of the things you can do is I'm going to try and get him out of the corner, so that when he does his 1, 2, 3, he'll do it into the corner, and then that way he has less. Basically he'll be able to go back into a vulnerable state much faster. Now sometimes though, and this happened actually, when I was playing on hardcore or whatever the hardest difficulty is for my D-Rust run, is that I did like half of his health before he did a single ground thing. So I don't know. And then sometimes you hit him once and he'll immediately move to the ground. Yeah, like that. He didn't like that, kicking him in the head like that. I'm being mean. To my old friend L-Head. Okay, so here we go. This is almost, all things considered, this is okay. I mean, sometimes he will just disappear into this crawling state for, you know, for extremely long periods of time. At least I had one good cycle on him where it did some damage to him. I cannot believe that I have been robbed. That is where the voodoo, that's where the voodoo comes in to the viewers at home. That 0 health voodoo coming in there to clutch it out for him, but I had to say no. Okay. Alright. Well, there we go. I think that is, we're going to somewhere special. We're going somewhere most turbos haven't been, really. Okay, so, yeah, this is another stage where we don't have access to our run buttons. But this one's pretty straightforward. We're just gonna give a bunch of enemies the 3-piece. Man, every time. So, yeah, this is another one that has like weird, like depth perception stuff, and if I don't get the helicopter right away, it just gets out of control. Yeah, this is another one level that playing through composite back in the day was it was a rough look. Very hard to see on this stage. But yeah, it's not too bad really. And pizza time! Pizza time! On everyone's favorite remix of the Night Riders. Nah. See? Oh man, really? Yeah, so also attacks have like physical hurt boxes in this game. So sometimes when you get hit, it will move you, and similar to how you will get bonus damage, they won't, I don't think, actually I don't know if they'll do bonus damage to you. I don't know if you get iframes or not. But it'll put you in unfavorable situations. Like I got shot by that bullet and then like I rode up the bullets. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're out of here. Party it up. Dude, pizza time. Pizza time. Yeah, that's all there is really to say about this. Alright, Super Krang in this. Yeah, similar to a lot of bosses in this game, really big pain. So we're gonna see if we learn enough strategies to not get clapped. That's the biggest risk. You'll take damage from the kicks, but the clap is like really where he's gonna get you. And it looks like I have not successfully hit him yet. So that's actually, can we just do dive kick? Actually, yeah, we're gonna just do dive kicks. Ride the edge of his hurt box. So some enemies you can go directly into them, and you'll bounce off of them. So you'll be able to like get hits and then bounce off of them, which will put you in favorable positions. As where other times you'll want to go like on the other side of them or through them. There's some funny ways to deal with this boss. You can trap him in a corner. Okay, yeah, that's one of the old ways. We got some life, so we can... There's the missiles. Oh man, I told you I was gonna get clapped. Okay. Anti-air clap. Uh-oh. Guys, this is bad. This is bad. What's gonna happen? We're gonna clutch it out. We're gonna give him some life. Oh no. He's shooting missiles at me. He's doing the kick. Oh, he got me with the missiles. Yeah, sometimes he's just a pain. This is really the strategy I should have gone for. I was trying to go for the big damage strats though at the beginning with that jump attack. So that's the first Krang fight. Yeah, both Krang fights in this game kind of a pain. Luckily there's a pretty cool strategy that I like doing with Leonardo. You can probably do it with all the turtles, but the big reason why I like Leonardo in this game is, one, he's the coolest looking turtle, obviously, no, his special attack covers just like a really great, his damage to like spatial coverage is very, very good. He's really fun too. Mikey is really, really something else though. They're still like, I still would like to explore a lot more with all of them, but yeah, I've been on this Leo grind, and here we are, Starbase. You know, where absolutely under no circumstances has any turtle ever been before today. Here, pizza time. Pizza time! Okay, so we'll get these groups up. Do some instant dive kicks just for the fun. Yeah, those aren't too bad. Yeah, luckily most of the obstacles in this game not really too big of a problem. You can usually see them like really well overall, except for the planks and the spikes in the sewer stage. Those are like the two big ones. The rest, not too big of a deal. So yeah, again, we're gonna take 2 full steps, and then we're gonna use the attack button to go immediately into a tackle. Probably finish up a combo here. Use that pizza time to reset the combo. Before we move on to Icefield, we're gonna try and kill as many enemies as possible, because you really don't want this to happen. This is not really good. And I thought that there were going to be less total enemies, so yeah, you want to clear as many as possible and then get to the other side. And sometimes your grouping of enemies do not work out for it very well. Oh dear gosh. That last guy trying to get away from me. Yeah, so enemies not invulnerable to their own traps in this game. So you can do a lot of, and that makes it really fun because everything you do sets up like OTGs into traps. Wow, I thought I hit the angle. Yeah, so and then for the when you're moving, all you gotta do is get to the bottom for the bowling balls there. Alright, and pretty okay. Oh wow. Don't really see those guys jump attack too much. Okay, so that was terrifying to say the least. I challenged him with no help. Okay, so this fight, kind of a pain, but also it's just Krang. So you just gotta pray to the makers that he doesn't do the ground pound. Wow, and I pretty much don't get hit by that. So good job, me. There it is. There's the ground pound. There we go. Oh my gosh. I'm getting bubbled up, yo. Okay, yeah, so that's one thing that can happen in this that makes it really interesting too, is that you see how I jump in the air? Krang can actually get low enough to the ground that you'll end up on top of him, and if he starts attacking you while you're on top of him, you can just take damage, or you can just be put in, like, not get stunned, but you get put in a situation where if he's moving and you're on him, you might not be able to do anything for a little bit. Yeah, so, yeah, this boss fight, kind of a pain, but, yeah, this is actually pretty good. Even though I did not display this fight correctly at all. This is, you can make pretty reliable work of him with, just a special button. If you do aerial attacks against him, you risk bouncing off of him, which means you might get some damage in, but most likely you're gonna just bounce off of him, and then there's the other risk of, if you get hit, giving him an opportunity to retaliate. Yeah, so this is the old faithful, just you just do the cross pattern, and it takes care of the ground robots. I don't know what those things are called. Walkers. Walker. Everyone's favorite villain from the Turtles franchise. Oh please, rubbish. Jeez, man. I will see myself out the door. Speaking of, goodbye, Krang. Alright, so, I was playing this game co-op with Smelly McTroll, and we found out something really interesting about this that makes Michelangelo slower, is that this cutscene is longer. I won't tell you why, but we'll say that Michelangelo has a little bit of a problem dealing with the screen at first. Alright, and here we are. Yeah, so overall pretty good. Had some deaths which were pretty hilarious. So this fight, yeah, we're gonna chop him up. That's what we came to do. This is the first, the first mission was, take care of this guy. This is, you could say that this is what I was made for, Take Shredder, thwart his evil plans, probably throw him off of a building, but maybe he won't fall off a building, it's hard to say. Doesn't have to be like that. We could just, take care of him and leave him on the top of the building, like that one time. Alright, so this is actually going pretty well. I'm actually doing damage. He's not really getting up. Oh man, rip. Had to get hit with the Ubisoft magic right there at the end, just to remind you what you're playing. Okay. I wanted to go for the risk, but I had to go for the pizza time. Pizza time. Oh, and there he goes. He did fall off the building, which is it's really something. So yeah, I hope everybody out there enjoyed this reshelled anniversary adventure, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they've done it! They've saved Manhattan from time or something. I mean, I just, whew. Wow, I can't not hold on to my seat anymore. Wow, thank you everyone for the GGs. Some familiar names in here, why don't you look them up? Go ahead, do yourself a favor. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this awesome Pizza Time Marathon. Thanks for having me, and yeah, wow, that was a ton of fun. Whew.